Hey guys, welcome back to another Toss episode. So yeah, we're actually going to do this more or less on time. My favorite games I played in 2022. Yeah, for those who don't know or are not gonna check the top playlist, yeah, the last two games I played in a certain year were pretty late. But I'm gonna do this now so I won't forget another several months. Well, anyway. So the games I played in last year, 2022. So yeah, again, like with many other years, I don't play that many games total. So this is not going to be a top 10. This is going to be a top 8 with an honorable mention. And also, just gonna let you know, for quite a few of these, well, like one of these specifically, is a game I still have not beat, but I'm still gonna put like a bit higher up on the list because, well, it's a game I kind of like. But for right now, I'm just going to say quickly the honorable mention. I'm not going to do the transition or anything. It's Guacamelee 2. And the reason why is because I've only just really started playing the game last year. Hadn't really bothered finishing it. I wanted to play with Bro, however, since he's always busy, I'm probably not going to get a chance. So I might as well finish the game myself whenever I get a chance. If I finish the game this year, I'm probably going to put it on the 2023 list. But for right now, it's still going to be like just like a quick mention here. Okay, so not much more to say for that. Let's go start the actual list. So for number 8 and number 6 are going to be games from the Switch Online things for SNES. And the reason that is because both of these were games Bro and I beat a certain time while I was in Virginia. I didn't really like that time, and nobody really did. But somehow we managed to find the time to beat, beat number 6 on the list. And this game, Smash Tennis. So Bro is a big fan of tennis. He follows tennis quite a lot. And so there are 2 tennis games on the SNES Switch Online, that being like Super Tennis and Smash Tennis. And of which we both agreed that Smash Tennis is just way better. And it's actually quite a lot of fun, like, you know, for us 2-player. It's a pretty simple tennis game for an SNES, but we definitely like it a lot more over the other tennis game. That's all I got much about to say about this. So yeah, it's a pretty fun tennis game with 2-player. That's all I'm gonna say. Number 7, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm wondering why is that low on the list. Well, long story short, I think it's kind of alright. I beat it, I played it, I streamed it. So, yeah, and it's going to be shown on the Twitch stream playlist soon enough. If it's not there now, like when you're listening to this or watching this, it's going to be up once I'm done with Neo Twelly. Well, anyway, Kirby's Forgotten Land, not gonna lie, I think it's alright. I still kind of prefer Return to Dreamland, to be honest, over its Star Allies in this game. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that, like, there being less copy abilities in Forgotten Land kind of is a bit of a detriment. Not much funness. Even yes, the ones you do have access to, they have like lots of interesting upgrades and make, you know, the game a lot funner or a lot, you know, easier. I feel like it doesn't really substitute the fact that there aren't that many different abilities that you can do as Kirby. And I feel like that the more of a 3D-ish kind of a environment, I think it's pretty fun, but I don't think that it should be the standard from now on, to be honest. I feel like 2D, like, you know, side-scrolling platformer is probably the better thing for Kirby. But then again, that's just me playing a lot of Kirby games and only one of Forgotten Land, to be honest. I do think that Forgotten Land is alright, but I don't think it should be the standard for future Kirby games. Number 6, Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, we're kind of weird at now Bro and I have beaten this game. But again, it's because, like, says Bro just happened to not be busy during the week we were in, Virginia. Yeah, we had time to play Donkey Kong Country and beat it. So yeah, it's a pretty good OG game. It's pretty fun. I think Bro also beat DKC 2 while in there by himself while I was in there. Cause I know he was playing DKC 3 like before we left Virginia. So yeah, so I think probably Bro had time to beat DKC 2. I think, I don't remember. But we both had time to beat DKC 1, and I only played DKC 1 out of these 3 games. So yeah, it's a pretty fun OG game, not gonna lie. Kind of glad we both played and beat it. I think we tried to play it one time before, but we didn't get to finish it. But, so we finished it now, well, version last year, then I'm gonna mention it here. So yeah, good OG game. Number 5, Splatoon 3. Again, this is low, mostly because I've only played it a few times. I've not played it that much. If I did play it for as much as the average Andres playthrough of Splatoon, I'd probably put it a bit higher on the list. But because I've not played that much Splatoon 3 last year, I had to put it on 5. So it's not to say that it's bad, it's just I have not played it that much. So yes, I could probably go back to Splatoon 3, finish the story, actually play through Splatfest, because I have been completely ignoring Splatfest because I've been playing a lot of Pokemon, and guess which game's on the first and third slot? Well, anyway, yeah, it's a game that, I mean, it's a series that I do like. I mean, I make videos of Splatoon. I actually do considering, like, making videos of Splatoon 3 like I did for Splatoons 1 and 2, but I'm a bit hesitant of actually making videos for Splatoon 3, but mostly because all the main online matches videos don't do so well views wise, and I feel like just kind of take a lot of time to actually do these, and it's like kind of only record. Oh no, I don't record wins on Splatoon. Yeah, they take a while to actually do, only to like not many people view them. I'm not entirely sure if I should do it, but if I do decide to do it, I'm probably only gonna do Splatoon and not gonna do Pokemon. I'm not entirely sure. But for right now, Splatoon 3 is right here, again, entirely because I have not played enough of it last year.
I promise to do all in my power to see us through this safely.
Number 4, Triangle Strategy. Yeah, I thought it's kind of weird that I don't usually decide to pick up a game from a franchise I've not started, or this is the first entry of it, or just a one-off thing. I don't usually do this. But, one, it's a strategy role-playing game made by the people who make the Bravely Default and Octopath, so I feel obligated to do so. I mean, I like the tactics games. I play Fire Emblem on occasion, that isn't Heroes. Yeah, I just feel like, Triangle Strategy is a good fit, and I do feel like that it was kind of worth playing. Even though I've only, mostly played it once through, I don't feel like I'm compelled to do any other run Triangle Strategy. I just feel like the one playthrough I had where I mostly followed Federica the entire way through was sufficient enough for me to consider it a pretty good game. I'm not going to play it again, but I do feel like it was worth playing the one time I did. But I do think the game is actually pretty interesting. I mean, granted, being used to games like FFTA, or even FFT, in which any character can be whatever class that the game whatever you want, the fact that this one, you're forced to have this one character be one class, I feel like I'm not a big fan of that, but the ones they have, it's kind of alright. But I'm not really complaining that much. But for right now, I do think that the game where it is pretty fine. I've not played Octopath Traveler. Don't think I will. Even though I might, I don't think I will. Because there are a lot of other games that I would rather play than Octopath Traveler or a sequel coming up. But I do think this is a kind of good one-off game that it's kind of worth it. Number 3, this. Okay, so all I'm gonna say about this is that, like, what my opinions on this is, I feel like, and it's gonna be a bit of a hot take, I feel like this is like a same amount of quality, same amount of enjoyment as base game Sword and Shield. And I do feel like adding content to it, having a new different like expansion pass of sorts will probably make this game better. But as it is now, I do feel like Sword and Shield is like about equal to this. I'm not entirely sure whether or not to put it higher than Sword and Shield on a tier list or not. I do think that Sword and Shield might be better, but I'm having hesitancy. So I think they're about exactly the same. Maybe this game a bit more, mostly because they're like it's easier to shiny hunt in this game than Sword and Shield. But I gotta say that it's all right. I think it's just all right. Maybe like a mid or high A tier of a Pokemon game, but not S tier. That's not an S. This is not an S tier game. It's not the greatest Pokemon game of all time. And this is even with if the bugs were completely fixed. Even if the games look like the average PS3 game, I don't care about that. I don't care about whether or not there's so many bugs. Sometimes finding bugs is fun, but and I don't care if the graphics are like the average GameCube game. The GameCube looks cool. We're talking about. Even if the game looks like the average PS3 game or PS4 game, but I just do not care. I think it'll still be about the same as Sword and Shield. But story-wise, way better. Character-wise, way better. Typical gameplay thing, I think Sword and Shield's probably better. I think Sword and Shield's a lot more smoother base game. But I do think this is still a good Pokemon game. Will I dive several hundred hours into Violet? So making, be probably the most played Pokemon game I ever played? Maybe. Maybe not. Can't say. But I do think that this is pretty good. I'm gonna say it's pretty good. I played way worse. For me, a game has to be like a Pokemon has to be absolutely garbage in order for me to strip not like it. You have to be like on the level of Diamond and Pearl, even of Ultra Moon, if to me to actually have a negative opinion of it. Like for me, I don't care if a Pokemon game nowadays is bad, as long as it's in like BDSP, I'm good. Number 2, Master Duel. This one took like a good chunk of, the first several months. This and number 1 took the first several chunks of the year last year. And man, this game was cool. Like I did feel like this game was really good. Like essentially like this and Duel Links together, like considering like, oh, you can craft cards instead of having to rely on the gacha to get cards, or get on the card trader, or some other free tickets that you get very sparingly, or the cards just aren't good. You can make your own deck instead of having to do that. And if you got a really rare card that you don't want, you can just convert it into like, you just convert it so you can make another card you actually want out of it. That's kind of cool. I like the crafting system in Master Duel. I can actually make decks that I want to make. And granted, I did fell off of Master Duel in the last few months of the year, but that's entirely because of Violet. But I do think that it's easy game. Just I can come back to Master Duel no problem, and just probably not win against whatever the recent like meta decks are or meta decks will be. But I do think that Master Duel was a very fun game. And it was worth it playing it, making videos of Master Duel, because somehow Master Duel videos like get higher than average views. I don't know how that happened, but they just do. So I do think it's worth making more Master Duel videos, even if it's like making months, if not years, of a stockpile. So yeah, Master Duel, cool game, but not as cool as Number 1, Legends Arceus. So, I have not played an S-tier Pokemon game since Black and White. Like, this is probably the best Pokemon game since Gen 5, without question. Like, and I feel like this isn't mainly because of the kind of Pokemon player I am nowadays compared to where I was in Gen 5. Because with, like, Gen 5, I like to focus more on making videos of it, making gimmick teams. I still kind of do, but right now, instead of a battler or making content of it, I like to collect Pokemon, like either by shiny hunting or even by just making like perfect IV Pokemon or even perfect zero IV Pokemon that one time. I might do it again with Score Buddy, but as a collector, first and foremost, Legends Arceus is like an S tier game. It is absolutely perfect. It doesn't redeem the fact that Sinnoh's my least favorite region, but this isn't Sinnoh exactly, so it's still again, it's worth it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Sinnoh, the region itself, and the games that are involved in it. But Legends Arceus is not Sinnoh, it's Hisui. It came before Sinnoh, so the characters, I think that Sword and Shield is probably better characters than like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has like better characters, so to say. But and even like better, I think Sword has better character designs than both Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, the gameplay, you just throw a Pokeball, and then just you don't even have to battle at all, and then just sneaking up on them, catching a Pokemon, and then shiny hunting with the massive mass outbreaks on the DLC of it. It's pretty cool. I really do like it. It's pretty cool. It's cool. Even like alpha hunting is pretty cool. So I do think that Legends Arceus is an S tier game. It's completely worth it. It's the best Pokemon game since Black and White 1. So that is all for this list. I got nothing more to say here. Hopefully, I might actually get a job this time so I can play more than 7 games, or more than 8 games in this case, for the 2023 list. But for right now, see you guys later.